Let me talk. There was several times where you were like, no, this is shedding weight off of people. I'm seeing it happen. You got to take this thing.
You do
and
that,
so what
bro.
I did.
You are,
The perpetual
You
salesman.
absolutely did that.
But hey,
And
I
then
was
took it, and now
I was
there's all these
practicing.
lawsuits that it's f***ing people up, and you didn't know what was in it. That's what I'm saying. You didn't know. You weren't an expert, but you were like, yo, dude, you totally take this.
Whispers of a name, but the proof ain't dire. Bottle of whiskey and a match. Who started this fire?
The Ozempic lawsuit.
So basically,
It's a lot of lawsuits.
it's
a
a
bunch
ton
of
of
them,
it's,
yeah.
it's a ton
Like
of them.
200 of them.
They've been proven to have curbed and excluded intentionally a shit ton of major and severe side effects that are adverse to turn a profit. And it's been proven they are in big trouble.
I bet you they still come out billions up.
Well, it's a line item, right? It's a cost. They know that there's
Exactly.
going to be
It's
lawsuits,
coming.
and they bake it into the
Exactly.
performance.
Bastards.
Yeah.
But don't you think it goes just a little bit deeper though? You know, where try to get something fast versus put the work in order to lose the weight and to
Right.
get the physique that you want. You know,
Get healthy the same way you got unhealthy. Yeah, no.
So I think it's like, you know, like, yeah, it starts off, okay, they're getting sued. You know, well, so be it. I think they'll be okay. But what does it say about us in society, though? That's the route that we feel like we have to take in order.
Exactly. Everyone wants just a pill. They want to just
Microwave
quickly
society.
go to the McDonald's, get the quick, fast meal. Like a lot of things in our culture and society are geared towards that.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It's sad.
Yeah, so on X, here's a comment from X saying it's always men pushing women to take drugs like Ozempic because they can't handle a natural body. If you judged women less, they would be risking their lives for your. They wouldn't be risking their lives for your approval.
Does that person know, like, a lot of dudes like BBWs? You know what I'm saying? Is there anti-Ozempic? A lot of dudes want to find that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I can sort of
That's
see it in the
Ozempic
Hollywood.
is
Like
Chick-fil-A.
Ozempic face is a real thing. It looks terrible, man. After you've taken a lot of it,
Well-
you've lost all that weight. You look like a skeleton.
You're taking tirzepatide. Are you still taking it?
I've been taking that shit in forever.
Oh, I thought you were still taking it. I did a cycle of tirzepatide.
Yeah.
Like a couple years
What is
ago.
that? Different than
It's like
this?
Ozempic. It's like the same thing as Ozempic.
It's a
But
GLP-1.
I did one cycle with it, and I think probably a lot of these things are relatively benign and maybe even helpful if you're putting in the work with it and it kind of supplements. But when you're just trying to use that solely for your get in shape strategy,
The
it's
fix-it
gonna fuck
pill.
you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it always is. Like there's no escaping hard work. To your point, like there's no escaping hard work. If you want to be a man or a woman, you got to put in the work. And this is what's insane about women right now. Like modern women, today's generation, not all women, there's phenomenal women out there. But women feel like if a man has a standard for what he wants, that it's oppression to females. Never mind, they have unlimited, impossible standards for men that they all feel entitled to,
Yeah.
right? But if a man has a standard like, hey, I actually want a woman that looks like she's in shape, we're killing her, we're risking their lives.
No one's trying to shove a needle in your ass. We're trying to, like, I'm trying to put a weight in your hand and
When you said needle, Buck just perked up, dude. You just
you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
in the ass, I was like,
when they're trying to, like, for real, I'm not trying to stick a needle
that
in
where
your
you
ass. I'm
take
trying to take the
Ozempic?
fork out your hand.
yeah.
I mean, that's as simple as that, and put a weight in it. Replace the fork with a weight.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Replace your house shoes with some gym shoes.
And somehow now you're killing people.
Right.
You
So,
bastard.
like, why do men have to get blamed for Ozempic? You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's just nonsense.
I've never once heard of a man pressuring a woman to take Ozempic
Nothing.
either.
No.
That's so wild, dude.
I got pressured to take it though.
Yeah, because you were 400 pounds, bro.
And
Yeah,
you got
but
sick,
that's what I'm saying. It's
Who-
like
who
I was
pressured
pressured.
you?
I was pressured to take it from people who were not educated on what it did.
Who
to me.
pressured you?
But you were one of them for sure.
Pressured you?
Yeah, you were
Wow.
like, dude, you should totally take this.
Wow.
You should
Does that
totally
feel
take
like
wow,
pressure?
body shaming.
I'm not
Body body.
No. You do not take what I'm saying.
You
out
know
of
what I've
context
pressured
here.
you to
Maybe
do? Hey,
you're saying
let's be
say
clear.
advice.
What I've pressured you to do and will continue to pressure you to do is get your ass in the gym.
I'm not discounting any of that. All I'm saying is there was several times. Okay, let me talk. There was several times where you were like, "No, this is shedding weight off of people. I'm seeing it happen. You got to take this thing."
You do.
And
that,
so what
bro.
I did,
You are-
Yeah, the perpetual
You
salesman.
absolutely did that.
But hey,
and
I
then
was
I took it, and
I
now
was
there's all these
practicing.
lawsuits that it's fucking people up, and you didn't know what was in it. That's what I'm saying. You didn't know. You weren't an expert, but you were like, "Yo, dude, you totally take this."
Well, bro, nobody
you
knew at
knew
that
that,
time.
I mean.
Nobody
That's what
knew.
I'm saying. That's what I'm
you
saying.
you
Everybody-
operate with the information that you have.
And
And by the way,
everybody followed it.
I was walking the walk, and it got me down to less than 6% body fat. So your boy was crushing it for those 6 weeks.
Listen,
man.
I'm not making excuses for myself at all. All I am saying is I experienced that culture with Ozempic, and now there's
you felt like your life was being
You
at risk,
really
and that
are
I was
you
pressuring
on all kinds of
pressuring you.
No,
Is that how
no,
you
okay,
describe
now you're
it?
putting
When
words
I
in my
said,
mouth.
"Hey,
I
man,"
didn't say my life was at risk there, sir.
but you were saying I pressured you.
You said you say this all the time. Peer pressure works. You say that all the
So,
time. Do you
Sam,
not?
if I tell you to jump off a building, is that like you're gonna just? Don't you at some point have to take your own responsibility in researching what's good for you?
Dude, I'm literally.
I would probably
playing
call it
off
bad
of-
advice
off
rather
of
than
the
pressure.
vibe that we're going on. Where this is a culture thing that everybody was doing. Everybody was pushing it and saying, "Yo, this is crazy. It's working. It's doing
It
good."
did work.
Adam,
And I did that.
Adam
I
Adam
followed
does
it.
push some shit. Stem cells. Adam,
I'm pushing stem cell, bro. Stem cells are magic.
Adam
is
pushes
magic.
Stem cells.
I
I
would
think he
push
tried to
stem
give me a
cells.
stem cell injection.
So
Really, it's bad advice.
That's
That's all it is.
We got
It's not
another
pressure.
comment from X here. It says if somebody wants to take Ozempic, that's their decision. Calling it weak or unmanly is policing other people's bodies. Masculinity shouldn't mean shaming people for how they take care of themselves. What do we think about that?
So, first of all, I think when you and Ozempic, you got sick. There's too many other people who haven't gotten sick. I think
There's too many people that have gotten sick,
I-
and that's
I-
why there's
I under-
lawsuits.
I understand. Like, but what percentage of the population of the people who took it got sick though? Right.
I
So
don't
if you
know
want to
that.
just look at 100,000 people got sick, what if there's 2 billion people took it? Okay, still 100,000 people got sick, but what is the number? What is the ratio to people who do take it and who don't get sick? Right? How much of it are people taking? Are you abusing Ozempic? Do they tell you that? Are you overdosing initially? Is that why you got sick? Because you took too much too fast?
Well, I don't think I took a pretty low. I
Dang,
took a pretty
Stone,
low.
Stone was on your side, and then he wasn't.
That's the beauty of this
It
show.
wasn't about Sam. It
kinda
really
goes-
wasn't about
It kind of
Sam.
goes back and forth, but like I think we're missing the crux of this issue. Is we've got Big Pharma pushing crazy drugs at people to fix problems easily, and people are falling for it, and then they're
Well,
getting
what's
sick.
new?
And it's
What's
the same
new?
shit.
But
Same
look,
shit.
that's it. That's
They
it,
fucking
fam.
love doing
People
that, and they're making big money on this. By the
No,
way,
for
let
sure.
me reiterate that
get-
this is just treated like another expense. They were planning on this shit.
What chaps my hide? People,
my
it chaps my
I would
hide.
have never guessed those words would come out of your mouth.
Around the fire,
That's
bro.
some shit my dad would say. The fuck? The fuck?
Hey,
Like,
pops.
fucking-
I
Chapping
didn't even
my
know-
ass.
I didn't even know you had that
Every
in your
day I
arsenal,
come home,
bro.
chapping my ass.
Surprise
Awesome
us every
shit,
day.
you know what I'm saying? I'll
Surprise
pull-
every day.
Is that again? We always blame like the powers that be. It's always them. Big Pharma pushes it. Don't take it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what the drug dealer on the corner does? He pushes crack. The fuck? Don't take it. You have an opportunity to say no. Say no.
It's true.
Do your own research and see that's not for me.
Yo,
don't
we
have to
already
research
know
that hard
Dare
to
didn't
know.
work. We already know that Dare didn't work, bro. So
We covered that one.
nonsense right now, bro.
Yeah, I just like
The
come on,
crazy
bro.
thing is, you don't have to look that hard to see all this research. How
You
these
don't.
guys have been doing this repeatedly.
But and then like Ozempic face, what happens with people is first of all you go from being sedentary, not taking anything, to being sedentary, taking it. So of course your muscles you're going to deteriorate because you're not doing anything. You're not hungry, so you're not eating, so you become malnourished. So do you think that people who take any of the GLP-1s, do you think that the people who are staying on top of their protein intake, working out hard, do you think they're going to wind up with Ozempic face?
No.
The answer is no. The odds are no.
Yeah.
But you're starving yourself, or you're starving. You're literally
Literally,
starving.
that's
you're
what Ozempic
literally
face is.
starving.
Yeah.
Right? If you're not doing what you need to do in order to stay healthy, then that's on you. But people always want to blame the drug or blame the people that push the drug. People want to blame McDonald's for pushing burgers.
I was going to say that, man. There was those lawsuits for people getting fat eating McDonald's.
Yeah.
You're like,
Or like spilling coffee on themselves. They'd sue McDonald's.
oh, yeah, it was too hot.
Yeah.
It's like they gave me
Like,
hot
it's
coffee and I
fucking
spilled it, and now it's your fault.
Coffee. Literally says hot.
It's
on the menu.
because nobody wants to take accountability for their own lives.
Bingo.
They want an
That's who
easy
started the
fix to
fire.
their problems, and then when there's problems with the easy fix, which there usually is,
because there's
they're not
nothing
putting
that's
the work,
easy.
then they blame somebody else.
Adam, but you are a salesman. You
Well,
are
yeah,
a
dude.
king.
Yeah,
you are
dude,
a
one of the
master
best.
salesman, and you
Give
be
me
trying
some.
to. Adam has tried to push all. Bro, you.
What bad advice have I given you?
It's incomplete.
Well, okay. But name one thing that I've given you that was bad advice. One. Give me one.
It's incomplete.
Taking fucking Ozempic.
Well, did you get Ozempic face, Sam? No.
He
No.
quit.
You
Too
still
early.
had a round, pudgy face, bro. You were still there. Like, you didn't get Ozempic
I
face.
got,
You got a
I,
little
got, I
nausea.
got down to a pretty good weight on it.
Yeah, dude, it worked. And the reason why I pushed is because I did 6 weeks of it, and I was like, before all this shit was coming out. But here, dude, to the deeper
And
point.
also, you were taking care of the other things too, right?
For sure.
Supplementing.
Oh yeah. No,
eating
I was
right.
because to Stone's point, I was putting in the work, and so I don't. You know, if you're willing to put in the work, and then you have some of these things, these supplements, or these other strategies to help with your fitness, you're probably going to be just fine. The majority of people taking Ozempic, I'm guessing, are going to be just fine. But you're going to have this percentage of people, like with anything, where for whatever reasons, their lifestyle or the way their body reacts, there's going to be issues.
Yeah.
Is
The
that-
way they
that's-
methylate
for sure.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Everybody's different.
yeah,
But to Sam's point, I'll back you up, bro. And I was just joking about the face. You look sexy, man. I was just giving you a hard time.
I've lost like 8 pounds. I'm talking with Stone right now. We're in a little competition.
you're gonna win.
I'm right there. I got like 2 more days. And I
Stone
can
has
do
to
this thing.
stop working out and eating babies for him to start losing weight, dude.
Yo, but I got another
Every morning,
comment.
dude, it's like another baby.
I got another comment here. This is kind of great. It says, "Funny how you'll cheer for Ozempic shots, but call COVID vaccines government control. That's hypocrisy. You're fine with
No.
a shot when it feeds your vanity, but not when it saves lives."
Let's go.
Saves lives.
First of all,
Whose life did it save?
Marcus O'Leary. COVID has been
Dumbass.
proven now
Marcus.
to actually be Marcus, whatever your name is.
Out of Madison. Oh, I got a homie in Madison.
Well, maybe they know each other.
Shouts out.
Who lives in Wisconsin?
Wisconsin, my man Scott.
Wisconsin.
My new
Yo,
roomie.
here's the deal though. COVID was forced on people. They lost their jobs. They got fired. It was like total control. Ozempic is elective. Do you want to try it or not? Do you want to take a risk with a new drug that's on the market? Hey, if you guys are sick and tired of taking supplements that really don't move the needle in your physical fitness, go ahead and check out my new company we just launched, No Name Supplements. No name, no bullshit. What's in there is exactly what it claims to be. Everything we produce is tested, and you'll see phenomenal results from using it. So go hit it up and use my discount code right here in the caption to get 10% off your first order. To your point earlier, though, Fencer, I will say this. This blows my mind with how easily manipulated people are. You have Big Pharma, the richest, most profitable industry in the world, right? That has a rap sheet forever of having proven to be absolutely lying to people.
Yeah.
They just lie.
That's
They
their
just lie.
business model.
And they know, if we get a lawsuit, whatever, we can't get a lawsuit with our vaccines, nor can we question them, nor do we have any real long research on vaccines. You just have to take it and accept them that they're telling you the truth and they care about your health. You have a huge industry that's about making money. That's what they're trying to do.
Yep.
And if you're trying to make money, you're not trying to fix people. That you're not trying to do that. This is just basic 101. You're trying to create an ongoing revenue source.
Right.
So they put shit out there, they fuck you up with it, they have a rap sheet of lying to you, and then people still trust them. And if you say, what about these vaccines? Should we take the vaccines or not? What about this medication? It's like all of a sudden you're like some conspiracy theorist with the tinfoil hat on. You're like, dude, all you got to do is just do a little bit of critical thinking and look at the surface level, just the surface level shit.
That's what I was saying. You don't even really have to look that far to see this.
You don't, but
shit.
people
It
will
speaks.
not look at it. You try and you force their heads over,
True.
they'll turn their eyes away.
True, because
They
people
can't
are really
look at it.
tribal.
what people don't
Their
do.
team is, not
And they
for it
trust
or
doctors. Why the fuck would a doctor is a glorified pharmaceutical sales rep? They're either selling you a bed, a procedure, or a medication. That's what they're selling you.
They don't even have diet
It's
as
like the
part of their
mechanic.
curriculum when they're, getting their masters or whatever.
Yeah,
however it works.
RFK is trying to change that right now, though.
Yeah.
He's trying to require that they teach
They
this in
should.
medical school diet.
Anyways, go ahead, Stone.
No, you're good. I just think that people need to understand that any of these like whatever you're taking, it's supplementation. It's not supposed to be everything. You're not supposed to rely on it, right? There's a product that I use and I love it, and it's called No Name.
Oh my
Get that plug in there. Bravo.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of,
Product.
so here's another comment. It says, if you don't trust doctors and scientists about vaccines, then who do you trust? YouTube influencers, Joe Rogan, and other non-doctor podcasters doubting experts while kids live on the kids' lives on the line isn't strength, it's reckless.
First of all,
Samantha Greer.
Samantha from Washington. This is all liberal states. First of all, Samantha from Washington. Joe Rogan has doctors on his podcast all the time.
And he never claims to be an expert.
Yeah, he gets the experts on there.
Exactly.
He shares his opinions, his thoughts. He's a very
why he's
intelligent guy,
goated.
highly intelligent guy, and that knows a lot. But he gets experts on there to talk about this shit. So I don't know what she's talking about.
Never, exactly.
Just another chicken head showing up in the comment section, dude.
I think you go by what's consistent.
Well, she says, "What do you trust?"
No, I trust what ultimately, once you do your own research, what's consistent.
Yeah, listening
you know
to
what I mean?
all of it, both
I look
sides.
at all of it and I see what makes the most sense. I remember my ex-girlfriend. She's my wife. I call her my ex-girlfriend though.
Your ex-wife.
No, she is my wife now, but she's technically my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
That's true. Oh, yeah,
Like
I didn't know where you were going with that. I'm like,
Hey, by the way,
fuck is he saying?
totally
Call her
off
my
topic,
girlfriend all the time.
but your boy met him for the first time this last week.
Oh yeah.
Dude, he's a stud.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know how you made that, but he's got like this
Apple
good
does not
energy.
fall far from
He
tree,
likes
guys.
he likes Star Wars. He has like Darth
Yeah, you're
Vader on
right
his.
about
Is he still around? Let me meet this guy.
No, he's
he
got
left,
good
yeah,
energy
he left
though, man.
yesterday.
He's
He
a
left
good dude.
early yesterday.
Good
He'll
dude.
be back.
I didn't even get a text.
We're gonna get him at the fire. We're
He'll
gonna
be
go
back.
father
Well-
and son.
He was literally here for less than 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But what were we talking about? See, you just always.
How do you know?
Exactly.
How do you trust? Who do you trust?
You're saying you look at both sides,
I
look
look
at the whole
I look.
picture.
Oh. So this is my point. This is really fast. So, my wife, she was into raw milk, right? She likes
Your
raw milk
ex-girlfriend.
versus pasteurized. Yeah, my ex-girlfriend.
Okay,
Over pasteurized milk.
got it.
And so, at the time, I didn't know anything about raw milk, and she's pushing it. And so then I'm like, well, what you have to do is like you're giving me your side, give me the other side, though, right? You're spewing all of these facts about raw milk and why it's so great. Well, I can go find equal things on why it's bad. And so then let me go look at pasteurized milk, why it's good, why it's bad. And so at the end of the day, like how I came to the conclusion was like, okay, equal parts, but you have a cow, you have grass, you have cows that are in Wyoming. I don't know, right? A great country, cows, grass, water, bugs, eat milk. That's what I'll rock with. You see what I'm saying? Because it's the cleanest form.
That's what
They
people
cows
did for
eat
hundreds
grass
of
and
years
bugs,
as
you know what I'm
well.
saying? Just grass, bugs, whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna rock with. I'm like, that makes sense to me. You know what I mean? No machines, no processing, good healthy cow, healthy grass, all the good things that they're eating, whatever it is that they eat and they graze on, cool, that's what I'm gonna rock with. So when it comes to anything, when it comes to the things of all the vaccines and the medicines, I'm gonna look at the good, the bad, and then I'm gonna break it down to what makes the most sense. COVID, it does not make sense to me that something just came out and now you're gonna give me a vaccine 6 weeks later. Like how did you come up with this shit?
it was
35 minutes. 35 minutes. This shit just came out a month ago. Now in
It
2
took-
days.
it took like
oh,
a
yeah,
Have
but
long
like-
enough to
man.
get any data.
Yeah.
Dude, that whole thing
then-
was staged.
Like wear a mask when I'm sitting, but what happens when I stand?
Well, COVID played by
Well,
the
it-
rules, man. So if you were sitting down, COVID knew what to do.
Right.
It would divert.
6 feet. So you couldn't get it. So it doesn't. Hold on. It doesn't travel. What if we shared a microphone? Is that okay if you share a microphone with a mask? I didn't get it. I just didn't get it. So
Right.
it made no
Some things
sense.
are
So no
common
shot
sense.
for me.
And
One thing I always look at is like, how did people do it 100 years ago? Maybe that's probably what's healthier, because I don't trust a lot of the modern shit because it's just tied to money, like kind of you alluded to earlier.
I mean, 100 years
Second
ago,
you
we
see-
had forced labor in this country, man.
Slavery, my dude. Don't try to eat
I'm just saying, like,
forced labor.
I'm talking about like food.
Forced
I'm
labor
just saying-
semantics.
If it's on the
Forced
food talk.
labor.
Wait, hold on.
Slavery,
Wait, hold on,
my
hold on,
dude.
hold on.
Louis C.K.
No, don't do that
said,
to me.
Louis
don't do
C.K. said
Don't do
that
that.
all of the great
Make
works
men
of
great
art
again.
or
Hold
wonder,
on.
you
I
know,
was
have
just
been
talking
created
about
by slave
food.
labor.
Forced labor.
It's like, yeah, we should be eating more whole foods like they did back in the day.
Yo, I got another comment from your Instagram, and this one's directed right at you, Adam. It
Adam
says,
is slavery.
if
At
you
me?
think, yeah, it's directed right at you. It says,
Bring it.
If you think that public health experts are just the system, you're already in the tank. People like you let institutions keep failing communities because you're lying to yourselves and everyone else that medical professionals don't know what they're talking about. Let me ask, are you a doctor, Adam?
Oh, don't think
Yeah,
so.
well, it depends on what you mean. I identify as a doctor.
Adam is a street pharmacist.
Well, okay, what was another from Wisconsin? Okay, Fiona, Wisconsin. Let me answer your question. People like you let institutions keep failing communities because you're lying to yourself and everyone else that medical professionals don't know what they're talking about. Let me just break this down for you, like really simple. Medical professionals are paid for by hospitals and Big Pharma. So when you're starting to use a little bit of critical thinking, you have to look, what's the incentive? If I'm getting paid, if this is who's paying my salary, I'm going to say what they tell me to say. So when you talk
If I
about
want to keep collecting that
if
salary.
I want to keep collecting
Why
that
do you
salary.
think they got
So if
acne
I
on this show?
and when you talk about science, like science is constantly wrong. Look at the food pyramid. Look at the freaking food pyramid. That was like
That was so crazy.
and it was an absolute lie. It wasn't a mistake. They didn't mistakenly do that. They just lied to us. So when you talk about following the science, you're talking about following the money. Everything is about money. So you got to first look and say, where's the financial remuneration if you want to understand what something is actually like what it represents? It's where's the money? That's going to be your answer. COVID was huge moneymaker for Big Pharma. It had a bunch of other benefits for the establishment, but it was a huge moneymaker. Still is. They're now recommending it as they're recommending it as a childhood vaccine. They want to put it in babies. Why? Because they make shit ton of money. So you're going to tell me I should trust the person that's bought and paid for by Big Pharma, that they're going to give me an honest, fair, altruistic like opinion? Get the fuck out of here. Are you crazy?
Dude, I was just
True, that should be part of the research is where's the money?
It always should be. Watch the
part.
money because that's what determines all of our research. That's what determines all of our recommendations from the government. Where is the money?
I was just
That's
at
simple.
I was just at the
Carbohydrates.
pediatrician's this last week. Just there with my baby daughter. She's 4 months old, and they're pushing a bunch of vaccines on us. And the one that they were trying to push so hard was this hepatitis B shot. And the more I was looking into
Like
it,
1,000 times higher percentage of them becoming autistic.
yeah, like 1,000 times. And then also on top of that, it's like the only way you can contract that shit is if you are having unprotected sex. They're giving this shit to infants. What are we doing, guys? Like this.
And you know what they say? It's like, well, what if the woman has an STD and she passed on the kid? Well, it would have already been.
You would
passed
know
on.
that. That would be in
And
her
that vaccine's
history.
not going to do much, is it? Baby's already out of the womb.
I was astounded, and when I asked these hard questions to my provider, who I actually really like, by the way, she's incredible, she's awesome.
But she's bought and paid for.
She was bought and paid for, and I know that, and she,
Doctors could be nice people.
yeah, and she's great.
They're still selling you shit.
But she's a salesman, and she's selling me on these vaccines, and thank
So-
God we pushed them.
So when do you pick and choose when to when to trust the doctor, right? So when it comes to the vaccines and all that stuff, no. But if you're on a PED, testosterone, and any of the other stuff, do you trust what the doctor has to say then?
I mean, I think I go
When it
back to
comes
the
to
labs. You
blood
go back to the science. You go and you get your blood work done, and then you look at that and you have them kind of analyze what's going on.
But you're still trusting what a doctor
Yeah,
says.
sometimes I can slam all my slam all my blood panel into ChatGPT and have it tell me what's going on, what I'm at risk for, and what's happening. I literally just did that, and it gave me so much more information to expound upon than my doctor.
Where do you
did.
think that information comes from?
Oh, it's all over.
That's
It's all
what I
over
was
the
just gonna say.
web.
What if AI is bought and paid for?
It's going to be soon, and that's
it already is, bro.
It
It's
is.
not
They're
going to
they're
be.
gonna start buying ad space.
ChatGPT is like super careful about what it says. I try to talk to you about Big Pharma, and it is always like supportive of the establishment.
So I
Always.
think
So it gets
So I
really
guess
tough. It gets like
my-
super gray area right, there.
That's it's like, is it selective outrage where people like, oh no, don't trust the deer, but then there's so many things that you trust about when it comes to doctors and what they prescribe.
There's
What do you
there's like
think?
very few things I trust doctors about. For me, Western medicine is only good for emergencies. Like,
Surgeries.
you got a femur poking out of your leg, go into Western
Best
medicine.
time to have a femur sticking out of your leg is right now.
Yeah, yeah. You want to go to a Western doctor because they're going to be able to put your bone back in place. But when you're talking about like your lifestyle, when you're talking about your health, doctors are absolutely full of bullshit.
Pushing SSRIs, pushing stuff like just
That
drugs
whole
and drugs
thing
and
about
drugs.
antidepressants is so gross, man.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing was made up about like a chemical imbalance. It's not real.
So when do you choose? I get what you're saying. I get what all three of you guys are saying. But when do you choose to trust a doctor? Because if it's
when it's an emergency, I didn't even trust a doctor with testosterone.
Okay.
The doctor didn't sell me on testosterone, right? Like when I started
did?
taking testosterone 6 years ago, it did help when I got the blood work. To that point, I got my blood work back, and my testosterone level was like sub 200.
So who did you trust then? Like,
But well, that's what I was going to say. So first of all, I recognized there was a problem in my life, right? I had no energy, dude. I was on empty all the time. I was redlining all the time. I was impatient all the time. I had to stop every afternoon, whatever I was doing, and take a nap. I just shut down, dude. So I knew I was dealing with some shit, right? And there was a lot of factors for why that was the case. But I knew that I had a problem. And then I'm talking to my buddies who were on testosterone, and they said, I was in the exact same place as you, and I'm taking testosterone because my testosterone levels were super low, and I can look at that and see that. I'm not trusting a doctor in any of this stuff. Now, I go into the doctor, and I have them help manage something I already made a decision to. But I do not go and ask doctors what I should do for my health, ever. Never. I go use doctors as the resource to get me what I feel like I need.
Yeah, we're in
So
the
when-
age
when-
where we have the information. We're smart enough to understand our bodies, and we can go into the doctor's office and be like, I know what's going on. Like if I have a gout attack, I'm going to the doctor, and I don't need a fucking diagnosis. I need
Okay,
medication.
what if you have bladder cancer? What are you going to do?
That's an emergency.
That's an emergency.
But
I won't go to Western-
prior to then, you go to the doctor in order to see if you get diagnosed with such and such, whatever it is, right? If you have an ailment, and prior to it becoming an emergency, who do you have fix it? Who do you have help with it? Are you going to trust the doctor, or are you going to go
No.
look at Chat GPT
No.
and figure out how to
Go to a
how to
doctor
help
that
you how to
drives
help
a
you with
Honda
your prostate
Accord.
or your liver?
Let me tell a story about cancer. So speaking of stem cells, because you were like throwing that under the bus a minute ago, I'm going to bring that back up and advocate for stem cells because I've used them and it freaking works, man.
So
Stem
you
cells have been
still
amazing.
crippled.
No, dude, yes, but I was 90% crippled and now I'm like 50% crippled. My knees are busted, dude. I had a lot of problems with them. I'm down at this clinic in Tijuana getting stem cells. I've been down there like 4 times now. I'm talking to this old guy down there, right? Who has been going there for years. Guy is he's like 76 or something, rancher from Idaho. And he's telling me this story. And by the way, there's so many stories like this down in Mexico, down at this particular place. And he says that 12 years ago, so I was talking to him last year. He's like 12 years ago, he had cancer and he was terminal. And they were telling him he was going to die, and they got to a point where there was nothing else they could do. So and the pain was so bad, he was bedridden, that they're going to give him some drug to induce death. Yeah, he's telling me this. He's like, this is like going to, say goodbye to everybody. It's time to wrap it up. It's game over. And he's like, I still got some fight in me. I don't want to go out that way. So he starts taking some drug he was given to his horses. Did his own research. It wasn't ivermectin that they were saying, about COVID.
not the paste.
I can't remember what it's called. But he was telling he told me the name of it. So he started taking it because there was some sort of indication that might help with what he was going through. And it kind of gets him back on his feet. He doesn't take this drug that they were going to give him to kill him. And so he's kind of back on his feet. Then he starts going down to get stem cells done. He starts doing the protocol they have down in Mexico, which is nothing like Western medicine's protocol. And 12 years later, that guy is fit as a fiddle, not in a bed, running around doing his shit. That story's on repeat over and over again. Miracle story after miracle story down there. I don't think Western medicine has any interest in making people better. I think they have all the interest in the world of keeping you sick, keeping you bringing in money, and then when you're all used up, getting rid of you.
I can agree with all that may be true. I think that story, and when I hear all those stories, it's kind of like to me, listening to Noah's Ark and Moses parting the sea or whatever the case may be, I'm like, it sounds good and it's great. And maybe it really
Except
did
it's
happen.
firsthand.
Maybe,
It's not like
but no,
some
it's
story
firsthand for him, and that's what you heard from some Mexican dude in Tijuana.
Not Mexico. It was a dude, a
What the
white
fuck you talking
dude
about?
from
Like,
Idaho.
Okay, like, but he's still in Tijuana, and he told you a fucking story that you just run with and take it as fact. You don't know all of the other things that may have gone into him becoming healthy. All of the other things that he may not have told you about, but you're getting stem cells, and he's advocating.
What
for
I'm
stem
what
cells.
I'm saying,
dying,
what I'm
dude.
saying,
You
to
don't know that.
What I,
You don't
that's
know,
what
like,
he
man,
told me. So
people
he's maybe.
sensationalize bullshit all the time.
So
people,
it's
like,
true.
So
all
what?
the fucking
So
time.
Stone, when you say do
You
your
should have
research,
you should have no knee pain with all the stem cells that you have. You should have zero. You should have brand new fucking like you should have like no osteophytes. You should have brand new cartilage. All the shit that you've injected in your knees over the past 2 years, you should be A-OK. Like
No.
Have a 40-inch vertical.
You're attributing
You should
some
actually
shit
be able to run that
fasting.
4.7. You're talking about.
You literally just I've been like, yo, I've been
Bro.
fasting my knees real quick.
hey,
bro,
I got a story.
I'm doing. Hold on, I'm doing 46-inch box jumps.
You were doing 48
I'm doing.
a
I'm doing.
month ago.
I'm
I
doing.
remember it.
I'm doing. Hey, let me finish, man.
I see
Let me
you,
finish,
I
son.
see you jumping.
Yeah, I do my jumps, man. I go. I run. I do sprints with weighted 40-yard sprints, actually 80 yards because it's down and back. I do sprints with weights on the back of that. Like so, I stack on 2 plates. I sprint with it. Like I can tell you
Is it
that first of all, there was no promise that a few treatments of stem cells was going to make me 100%.
Is it the stem cells or is it the fasting?
No, well, the fasting's helped too. The fasting's only the last 4 weeks. The
All right,
fasting
well,
has helped too.
what-
But I will tell you,
I don't know.
empirically true, not placebo, that getting stem cells in my shots in my knees immediately made them better. Not fixed, not like totally complete. That's like a long ass process if I can even get there. But it has absolutely been a benefit.
I believe that.
Okay.
I wholeheartedly believe that. But what I'm saying is, when do you draw the line? Because
Right.
like,
Back
oh,
to the original question.
Exactly. I'm like, okay, well,
I'm telling you.
like if
Well,
some
this-
stories aren't enough for
no,
you,
No,
then.
no, let me say this.
Fuck
Okay,
no,
no,
bunch
let
of
me,
stories-
Hold on.
random-
Hold on. Let
now
me
we
say
know.
this.
Stone.
Idaho that
I will
killing
trust-
Tijuana.
Listen, I will trust
Probably at Adelitas or somewhere.
I will trust somebody telling me their personal story, which was lots of them. It's these. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
using
Right.
one example. I will trust somebody that has no financial interest in my decision making,
Yep.
who's telling me their story any day. I will trust that any day over a doctor who's getting paid to prescribe me some
That's
shit.
what I was about to bring
So
up.
I'm not saying
that
it's
guy's Not
perfect.
getting
I'm not
paid.
saying the guy's the gospel. I'm not saying the guy.
So-
I understand every single.
So you're just
intricacy.
gonna go get stem cells if you, God forbid, some type of cancer. You get some type of cancer. Yeah, I'm just go inject some stem cells and go to TJ. And
Well,
inject
there's
stem
more to
cells.
it than that,
I'll
but
be
no,
good.
there's a
I'm
whole
good.
there's
I'm
a
good.
there's a whole bunch
I have
of
a
shit.
remedy for it.
There's a whole bunch of
TJ
shit.
stem cells.
There's a whole bunch of shit that I would do long before I'd ever even consider Western medicine. For sure.
Nothing.
Like change up my diet. There's
Sure,
a lot of
sure.
research out there. I would go
agree,
to
I
people that are not Western medicine people that are telling there's so much stuff out there with people curing cancer.
Here's
right now.
a story.
I see one doctor after another talking about this. Doctors talking about this. Like, look, Western medicine doesn't have it figured out.
Here's a story. My best friend's dad goes in, feeling fatigued, all this stuff. This is a special forces operator I've been telling you about. I grew up with this guy. I'm very close with him. I've talked to him very intimately about this. He goes in, finds out he's got stage 4 cancer. It's pretty aggressive, and he doesn't know what's going to happen. But his doctors kind of give him like months to years, like very very short amount of time, and immediately he went and did a bunch of this research, like what Adam's talking about, talking with friends who kind of dealt with similar things, and he immediately went into a fast. He fasted without food and water, or not without food. He drank water with minerals for like 10 to 15 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then immediately after that, he was doing stem cells, and he was only juicing for 4.5 months. He was only eating vegetable and fruit juice. That's it. That's all he did for 4.5 months. Went in for his quarterly scan after that to see where his cancer was. Not a single cancer cell in his entire body from stage 4, which is terminal. Okay, like that's a firsthand experience where he used some shit outside of chemotherapy
Bingo.
and radiation to kill this shit. Now he's got like, they're saying 6 to 11 years left because he was doing this stuff. And so like, I don't know where they get those figures from, obviously. And I don't know if I really
But
trust them.
I trust those stories any day over
Yeah, I do too.
any day.
It's because that's a guy that's not making a buck off of me.
No. And if
Stone,
I got
he
cancer-
don't
if
like
I got
any of the
cancer, I would
stories.
No,
immediately.
like, I think, no, with the
Don't
stories,
give a shit.
I think the stories are cool, but I think people leave out so much, and I think it's just kind of like when we look at statistics, right? about anything. It's like, oh, well, stats show. Well, do the statistics talk about what race you are, because that matters. Where you live, because that matters. There's so many other factors that come in, but they'll just be like, you'll take a group of guys from a specific part of the United States, wherever that may be, and then it's like, okay, this is what this says. This is what the research shows based on 100,000 guys or 100,000 women, whatever. Well, there's a whole bunch of, do you go test 100,000 different types of people from different hemispheres, from different, just different types of people?
No, but
that is where I'm like, oh, okay, now it makes more sense. I'm not you. You not me. What works for you ain't gonna work for me.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, if you just use some rationale on this, like earlier that question, who do you trust? I'll tell you what, man. I trust my intuition more than I trust Big Pharma. I trust what I feel and what I think and what I've been exposed to way more than I trust Big Pharma. Because one, let's remind everybody, Big Pharma lies to us. Not my opinion. They have lost lawsuit after lawsuit. They have been sued for billions and billions of dollars for just outright lying about their shit. So if you know somebody's lying, if you already know they're a liar and they're making money off of their lies, do you trust anything they say? No. Dude, I know you're a liar.
Stats.
I know you're a liar, and I know you're in it for the money. So am I going to trust them? That's an automatic no. Whatever they say coming out of their mouth, I'm automatically going to say, unless there's so much overwhelming evidence.
But I also know that you're not a doctor. I'm not a doctor.
Not talking about that.
But I'm talking about it.
But doctors are lying to you.
I'm talking about it. What I'm saying is, you're not a doctor. ChatGPT. Where do they get What does ChatGPT and Google get the information from?
I'm not even talking about
a compilation of medical
chat.
Professionals, right? And I'm talking about what Sam does, right? A compilation, because he said he would just chat his remedy, right? You know what I'm saying? He would get his cue from
He's coming
chat.
at you again, Feds.
No. And I'm talking about you too. I'm like, look, at the end of the day, what a lot of times what people will do, you hate cops, but yet still, when you need a cop, who do you have? When there's a problem, who do you call?
Emergency.
Right. You hate cops, but yet and still fuck the cops, fuck the police, but yet and still, who do you need to call?
I don't say that.
I'm not saying you specifically.
He's using examples.
It's an example of where you hear all the time.
Wait, then who do you trust?
No,
because I know you trust yourself because you take the time to educate yourself.
I'm going to go do the research, and I'm going to go ask and ask and ask and ask. I'm not going to just go to the hospital and whatever this person tells me.
Well, what if this person that you ask gives you a story?
I'm going to go ask.
Are you fuck this?
I'm going to go find more stories. Yep. Yes.
Story.
Yes.
There's
this
a lot
guy's
of
lying.
Yes.
This dude from Idaho, he's making money off me eating potatoes.
And he's in TJ, and he just left Adelitas. Yes.
So what does it take for you then? You need to see the stats?
No, I would want to hear Adam's story. I would listen to Adam's story. I would listen to your story. I would see the results from you, Adam, Sam.
What if I never have cancer?
I'm talking about anything. But we're just using a broad generalization, right?
Sure.
Anything. It doesn't have to be cancer. Anything. Just like with testosterone. I saw what was happening with him and a few other people. And I'm like, oh. And then I did my own research. And I'm like, oh. Well, you know what?
Did you hear any stories in there?
I got to see. I didn't have to hear the story.
Okay.
I got to see. It was firsthand knowledge. It was literal firsthand knowledge. I'm watching what's going on. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Dude, you and I are saying the same thing. You realize that. I'm getting firsthand knowledge.
You're
from all these
fucking up the
stories.
show.
We disagree. We need controversy at this fire.
You're fucking.
Hey guys, if you like this content, please like and subscribe. Also leave comments. You can join us here at the fire. It really helps us build this show up in the right way. Your guys' support is very much needed. Thank you in advance.